These are called Mighty Mouse.
What the little ones?
Yeah. Got a Mighty Mouse? And Mylan would tell a story about people who would come up to him. Here's another one here. I love the shape of this body. That's probably Lynn Turman, but that could be Mai Tai as well.
That is so cool. I think it looks like a bug, you know.
Yeah. Well, those aren't inclusive by any means, but those are some of the.
So how much time did you spend with Lynn? You told me about Mylan. It was about 3 or 4 summers.
Well, Lynn, I spent a lot of time with Lynn too. And Lynn enjoyed fishing with me, and I enjoyed his company too. Lynn had a center console boat that I have tried to duplicate 2 or 3 times. A very powerful deep V with a center console, and it was really a fisherman's boat. Lynn was rough and tumble. He was crass. He was socially unacceptable from time to time.
This is the one that would bomb the fish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the guy
I
that
can
would use
imagine
dynamite to yeah. Mylan and both those men employed 2 different methods of fishing. Lynn was a caster, so he would want to go out to a place called Pintail Point or the cliffs or the springs or the Glory Hole or Duck Creek or some of these places, the A-frame Bay, and he would want to park the boat and cast and retrieve very carefully. Well, Mylan was a troller, and he had pathways that he would follow along the lake shores and the weed lines and whatnot. And so he would cast his line out 90, 100, 130 feet out, let it sink down 18, 20 feet, and then he'd get that little motor on the back of his boat, just pop, 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 and we'd just meander along these trails and hook up. And
Can I look?
Sure.
Go on. I want to hear your stories.
So they both had different styles, and they were able to fish each other's style. Yeah, I've done that. I've actually made those. There were times that I'd see them out at Targhee Creek, both parked and fishing and well, the thing is it looks like that now when it's wet. See, that's the.
Now it looks like a fin.
Yeah, that's the casing of the. This is a bug whose
Like a locust.
exoskeleton is molting off as it makes its way up into the surface, and he's about to grow wings on the surface and fly away. See, that's what
Like
that's
a locust or a grasshopper or something.
Yeah, that's what that.
Well, thank you for explaining that to me. It's a little different when it's wet, for sure.
Oh yeah, same here. Here's a good example here. So this guy's got all this stuff going on.
Right.
It looks wonderful like this, but when he's in the water,
Yeah.
he's more like a worm.
Oh, yeah.
You see it, and this is the thorax. This is what covers the wings and the major part of the body.
Yeah.
And again, as you yank him through the water, this tail's going to undulate.
Yeah.
And his body's going to.
And it's hair.
Yeah. Seal fur.
Seal fur.
You can't get it anymore.
Really?
I still have mine.
Right.
But you can't, and there are other
This would have been a
man-made
big one.
substitutes, but nothing quite. That's a purple showgirl. Is what that's called.
A purple what?
A purple showgirl.
Ah.
Yeah, the same thing. You have to be careful when you do this. You got to hold the hook
Okay.
at the point.
Don't stab your tongue.
So now that's kind of a worm.
Yeah. Wow. So it's longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool. Tell me more. Tell me again about Mylan. Tell me more about Mylan.
Marlin was from Redmond, Washington. His wife's name was VJ, and she spent her days reading in the sunshine and watching the lake. Marlin owned his own business. He had a service station, and
Service station?
a gas station. And when I
At
met
that
him,
time, what were the pumps like? At that time, what were the pumps?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh.
I never got to see that station.
So it's long before. Okay.
Long before. I just know that's its history.
I see.
And he would come into the lake just a week before opening season, Memorial Day, and he had been the premier customer for so long that Marlin was. He was always gifted the closest RV spot to the lake in the docks, so he had the shortest walk. And he had a sign, a big yellow road sign that had a fly fisherman on it. And the writing on the sign was caution, fly fisherman crossing.
Ah, there you go.
And that sign adorns the post that holds the bird feeder that's on my front yard today. He gave it to me.
Nice.
And it's a treasured gift.
Yeah.
Marlin was elderly, and he was very soft-spoken, and
A gentle soul.
He liked being respected. He liked being treated with respect, and as long as you treated him with courtesy and respect and deference, he would do the same for you. But he had a dark streak to him, where he would say, people come up to me and they follow me around the lake, and they do me as well. And they would come up to you and you well within your casting area. It was verboten. This is not good form. And would say, what are you using? Because they were watching this guy catching fish when nobody else was.
Right.
Somehow I've become that same guy, but and my son-in-law Gail can tell you is exactly what's but people would ask him, what are you using? And Marlin would say, a Niser's nymph. And they'd say, a Niser's nymph. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Go back to their tackle box looking for the no such fly exists. Right. No such fly exists.
That's hilarious.
But if you were to go to Marlin and approach him on the lake and extend a greeting to him, hello, sir, how are you? Beautiful day today, isn't it? Yeah.
That's
yeah.
respectful.
And yes, and
I don't know if they go in a certain place.
Provide a greeting and say, perhaps tell him, oh, we caught a couple of really nice ones down there on the corner earlier, but it kind of slowed down. And have you had much luck? Could you perhaps help me find some fish? I see that you're catching some here. And Marlin would stand up at that point and divulge a little bit of information.
Take time with them. He gave them space. He could have ignored them, right?
Yeah.
But he really gave you the inside scoop.
Well, Marlin wasn't going to give away his secrets to everybody.
Right.
I mean, there's there's still a fisherman's lure and fisherman's secrets and
Yeah.
and
He probably didn't even
he was-
give
he
you
was-
all
he
of
was
them,
in
right?
no- I got lucky.
Yeah.
I got lucky that he,
That's really neat.
he was in no mood to give up his secrets to just anybody. I earned his respect and his love by working hard to be his friend. I knew he was old. And I knew he had trouble with balance, and I would, when I saw him coming into the harbor, I would race to his spot and be standing there. So he didn't have to worry about crashing into the dock. He could just, and I would catch that boat and stop it. And then I would offer to take his fishing poles, or his equipment, or his bag of fish, or his gear.
Sure, I'll take your
And
fish.
I would get that off the boat and get it onto the. I'd be that helping hand, because getting that off of your boat and onto a dock,
That takes a lot of work. Yeah.
particularly when you're older and balance is a trouble, it's hard. So, okay. And then that was an opportunity to talk to him for a moment, how'd your morning come? I see you got probably about a 30-incher there. That looks like a nice trout. Probably 17, 18, 20 pounds, something like that? Where the average guy on Henry's been around 5 pounds, maybe
So-
4.
So what was it about you that made him inspired to let you in on the deep secrets about how he knew about the landscape of the bottom of the lake and the weather and the tides? Or was that something that accumulated over time? Was he like, come on, son, I'm going to open the door for you? It was just a little bit over time?
The information I gleaned from Mylan came from years of fishing with him. There was the first year that I came and was the harbor master there. We befriended one another in that first year, but there was the first 2 or 3 months of the season where I just had to watch him catch fish and not
He was
understand how
checking out
he
your
was doing
energy
it.
to
Yeah.
see who
He
you
had to
were
rub
about.
it in a little bit. He had to prove himself. Well,
Right.
yeah,
Have a little
I
fun.
mean, Kathy, it's like when you go into a warehouse complex and they're asking you back into that tough hole,
Yeah.
and you look at that and say, oh, all I got to do is put the nose of the truck over there, swing right into that corner, the back end will be voiced right in there, and you just drop it right in because you know what you're fucking doing,
Right.
right? And then you get the guy that just hired on at Swift that has only backed up for a month and a half, who's completely befuddled by it
Right.
and makes himself look like a fool. Well, you can't tell me that there isn't a little bit of a rub your nose in it, a little bit of a pride, a little bit of a show off going on in that experienced driver that makes it happen, that makes it look easy. When everybody around knows that's not an easy hole to get into.
When
It's
they're
just
really
easy-
difficult?
It's just easy for you.
Well, when they're really difficult, and most of the time, almost every time I pray, Jesus, help me get this truck on the dock.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. See, so.
And he makes me look like a pro. Sometimes it goes straight out, no pull-ups, and I'm like,
What time is it? We don't want to lose your 11:30.